things like that, and also support families who are dealing with a dying loved one. After that, I am the founder CEO of Total Harmony Enterprises, as you see here, which is a wellness company that focuses on the total person, mind, body, and spirit. So we have to make sure we're caring for every single part of ourselves. Think about it. You wouldn't think of putting gas in your vehicle but not changing the oil. Why? It would burn out. Your engine would die. Same thing with yourself. If you're not focusing on every single part of you, then eventually you will die out. So today we're going to be talking about ways to enrich your life through self-care. How many moms do we have in the building? Moms, yes, I love moms. So moms, women in general, we put everybody else on our calendar, but oftentimes we neglect ourselves. We make sure our man is okay, we make sure the kids are okay, the house is clean, the dinner's cooked, and we're the last ones to love on ourselves. And this can cause a lot of stress. And what is stress? Stress is a state in which there's a strong demand placed on our central nervous system. Also, stress is when the demand is higher than our ability to perform the task that's being asked. So, do you look like this some days when you wake up? Or by the end of your day, are you looking like, I just can't do it anymore. I am stressed out. So bear with me with our thing. Here we go. Stress occurs when our challenges or our demands are greater than our ability to meet them. Stress is a silent killer. Some of the things that stress can cause is weight loss, headaches, high blood pressure, your heart attacks, your strokes, your skin problems, your gastrointestinal problems, muscle stiffness, emotional disturbances, nervousness, anxiety attacks, and more. So sometimes we think we're having a headache because maybe we just had a rough day. Oftentimes it could be stress. How are you managing your stress? Do you suffer from high blood pressure? What is your stress level? Heart attacks. As far as heart attacks, we'll talk a little bit more about heart attacks, especially in women, and the signs that are so different from what they are in men, and why women are less likely to receive CPR if they have a heart attack in public. I'm actually an American Heart and Stroke Association ambassador and spokesperson, so talking about heart health is very near and dear to me. So oftentimes we're losing that weight, things just aren't right, we're looking at ourselves. I think it's stress. Are you losing your stripes? Are you just not the person that you used to be because you're not effectively managing your stress? So we're going to go ahead and talk about that heart health. So the number one killer of Americans is heart disease. And the number 5 killer of Americans is stroke. This is very, very astronomical to me. 1 in 3 women die from heart disease or stroke. Every 80 seconds, a woman dies from a heart attack. Every 80 seconds. That means every minute and a half, a woman has died. And women are less likely to receive CPR in a public place. Anybody want to guess why?
Fear of some, like sexual something.
You said fear of?
Like a sexual attack or something.
Yeah, fear of a sexual attack, because where you have to place your hands is in between the breast. So a lot of times, especially men, they tell you when you're doing CPR to bare the chest. Men don't want to pull a woman's blouse off, and they don't want to place their hands there. So it's important that we keep talking to our loved ones, the males in our life, to tell them, listen, if I had a heart attack and I'm on that floor, you better rip my blouse off. We're worried about all the other stuff and me being embarrassed later, but to save my life. But it was an article recently in the Baltimore Sun that talked about that. Women are less likely to receive CPR in a public place because men are afraid to touch in that private area. 1 in 4 men die from a heart attack or stroke. So men are just as important. But women, why do you think that the numbers are so high for women? Right, we have more stress because we bear a lot on our shoulders. Oftentimes, again, we're the caregiver. We're everything to everybody else. And oftentimes we don't take just 10 minutes every day just to love on ourselves and do something that makes us feel better. So this is what a heart attack looks like for a woman. So you're not going to have just that, oh my God, my chest is hurting, like you see on the TV shows and the actresses are just, saying, oh, I have this weight on my chest. That could be one symptom, but typically that is not the sign that a woman gets. So some of the other things is sharp pains in your back or under your underarm and your shoulder. Sometimes you could just break out in cold sweats. You may just feel really, really dizzy. You may feel nausea. Now, what do you see about all these signs and symptoms? They mimic other illnesses, right? So a lot of times women miss the signs that they are actually having a heart attack. Unusual fatigue. You probably feel like, oh, I've just been ripping and running all day. I'm just tired. And then last but not least, you may have some shortness of breath. If in doubt, call 911. That is my suggestion to you. If you are in doubt, call 911. Go and see what's the worst that can happen. They tell you you're not having a heart attack and they let you go home. At least you know. So there's this commercial that was out a couple years ago. And there's this woman, and she's having this heart attack. But in the middle of having this heart attack, and she's having all these symptoms that women have that she's having a heart attack, she's packing the baby bag. She is cleaning the house because she's trying to do everything else except have this heart attack. That's what women do. We do everything for everybody else and put ourselves last. So we're trying to change that stigma that self-care is not selfishness. People think that self-care is selfishness, and it's not. It's a necessity. So what are some causes of stress? Life presents an array of stressors that you can have. It can have you wanting to pull your hair out. So these are just some of the many things that can cause you to have stress. The number one cause of stress is finances. You know, when you have bills, you need money, right? The more bills, the more money. Inflation, things go up, you need more money. Everything's about money. So finances is the biggest stressor for people. Number two is work-related stress. Are you overworked? Are you working too many hours? Are you not getting along with your coworkers? So number two, that's the number two cause, work-related stress. And number three is intimate relationship problems, whether it be problems with your significant other, your kids, whatever it may be, relationships can cause stress. So we play so many roles in life. We talked about all those roles that we play. We're parents, we're employees, some of us are employers, we have significant others, we have children. I'm a caregiver to my mom, so she lives with me, so that adds another role. Providers, if we are in the healthcare industry. Also, we're the chef, because I don't think any of us have personal chefs, do we? If so, I'm coming over your house for dinner tonight. Housekeepers, we have to keep that house clean. Your launderers, you know, your problem solvers. Then outside of your immediate household, you have your friends, your other family members, your sisters, your brothers, and then, you know, you're the nurse, because if your kids get sick or someone in your family gets ill, you're the one taking care of them. You're going to fix that soup. You're getting the medicine that they need. So the list goes on and on and on. And we wear so many hats. But what do we do in order to juggle all of those roles that we play? So sometimes you can be a walking billboard. You feel like you have sticky notes all over you to remind you the things that you have to do. And it can become cumbersome. Signs that stress is taking over your body. Y'all like my sound effects? I'm so proud of my sound effects. You know, I'm not a techie chick. I was like, just gonna bring you to a stop. So stress can take over your body. You know, it causes poor judgment. You're irritable. You're just grouchy. Like you go to work and you have an attitude. You don't even know why you have an attitude. You want everybody else to know why you have an attitude. But you have this attitude because you're just stressed out. It can cause aches and pains. You're hurting your neck, your shoulders, your back is bothering you. You're like, what in the world is going on with me? I just don't feel well. It can cause GI symptoms. You can gain or lose weight. You may be sleeping too much or too little. Nail biting, dizziness. These are just some of the effects. You may start to drink a little more because you think it's going to take the pain away. Smokers, now you're from 1 pack to 2 packs a day because you're stressed out. Neck pains and headaches. So these are just some of the ways that stress is harmful to our body. So when stress starts to take over, it is time to recharge. Are you in the red zone? How many people have cell phones?
Yes.
How many people have iPads? Laptops? Some kind of gadget that you have to plug in, right? Would you dare let your gadget go down to the red zone? No, indeed you would not. So what happens when you get that warning sign and it says you have 10% life left? We are running to the nearest McDonald's, Starbucks. We will talk to a complete stranger and say, do you have a plug? Because I need to recharge my phone. Why don't we use that same sense of urgency when it comes to taking care of ourselves? See, we'll let our batteries run dead. And I'm talking about our internal batteries. Mentally, physically, emotionally. We will almost die out. We find ourselves on death row before we go and do something to take care of ourselves. Well, today I'm going to teach you some ways to recharge. This is my favorite word, recharge. What does it mean? It means you're going to renew, refresh, repower, rejuvenate, re-energize, restore, realign your mind, your body, and your spirit so that you can reach total harmony. So these are just some other pictures of your batteries running low. We love those gadgets. You have 30 seconds to plug me in before you face the longest 5 minutes of your life in total isolation. So I'm going to tell you about that. So I was in New York last Friday. So I have one of my books that I'm a collaborative author in the back. And so we went to the United Nations building in order to launch this book last Friday. So I had my phone and I took the bus up and everything, and you have the nice plugs, and I was at 100%, but we were there all day. The UN does not have plugs for you to plug in. So my battery started going dead. So I'm like, oh, it's good. I'm going to be on the mega bus in about another half an hour. I'm good. I'll plug in on the mega bus. Y'all, I missed the bus. So in this windy, cold day, I trek and I sneak into the convention center, and they're like, do you have a pass? I'm like, no. But do you have a bathroom? And it's like, downstairs. So I went downstairs. I'm in now, y'all. I'm not leaving. I'm going to go plug my phone up. No plugs, y'all. I was dying. So it's the longest 5 minutes of your life. So I had to wait a whole hour with no cell phone. Can you imagine? I was dying. I was like, I put my tickets on there. So I had to get on, plug up my phone. So in other words, don't let your batteries run dead, internal or your gadgets. You are more important than your gadgets, so love on yourself and perform self-care. Be courageous enough to make the necessary changes that you need for your life. So sometimes, in order to plug into yourself and recharge mentally, physically, and emotionally, we have to unplug those gadgets. So sometimes we need to shut everything off around us and have moments of stillness to appreciate the fact, number one, we're alive. Number two, just have a clear thought process. Know what we're going to do next with our lives, with our businesses, with our health, whatever it may be. So first we're going to talk about recharging your mind. There are 6 ways that we're going to talk about. Number 1 is proper rest. Number 2, take in what you want your life to reflect. Number 3, schedule yourself on your calendar. 4 is deep breathing exercises. 5 is creative visualization exercises. And we're going to go on a mini mental vacation today. And then number 6 is to stay in the moment, which is the same as stillness. Proper rest. So it is recommended that we get at least 8 or 9 hours of sleep every night. So when you go to sleep, your body goes through realms. So when you sleep over 15 minutes, your body goes into the next realm. So your body has every 15 minutes, it goes into another realm of sleep. So if you're not getting adequate sleep, you're not allowing your body to go through the entire rest process. So what happens when you're resting? Number 1, you lose weight in your sleep. Number 2, your body has cycles that it goes through. Your adrenal glands are working, your sebaceous glands are releasing oils in your body. How many people sleep naked? We're getting a little close with y'all, right? It has been noted that sleeping naked actually provides a better sleep experience. Why? Because your sebaceous gland, your oil glands are working. And so how many people sweat in their sleep? Are you wearing clothes? So what happens is those oil glands are working, and now your body is too warm to let those oils actually absorb in your body. So when you sleep naked, you allow your skin to be moisturized by your oil glands working properly. So just one of the tips. Do you sleep in a warm or a cool environment? It's noted that if you sleep in a cooler environment, then now you have a better breathing process while you're sleeping. So sleep in a cool environment, making sure you sleep naked if you can tolerate it. And also making sure that you have complete darkness, because melatonin is one of the chemicals that's released in your body when you sleep. But if you have lights on, that actually interferes with the absorption of your melatonin in your body. So even that little teeny blue light on your cable box can be interfering with your sleep. So I throw a sock over mine every night and just cover that light up. Any light at all interferes with your melatonin absorption, and melatonin is very important for sleep. So your body heals, it rejuvenates, it recharges in sleep. So 8 to 9 hours is the amount of sleep that you want to get every single night. You don't want to go over 9 hours, because then you'll wake up more tired than what you did, because now your body's going into the next realm. Take in what you want your life to reflect. So these are just some positive quotes that I like to feed my mind, and just some things that may keep you positive. So positive thoughts equal positive actions and results. Schedule yourself on your calendar, not just your appointments. So we're quick to write things down on our calendar book. We also put them in our cell phones, but we never put me time. So every single day, at least 10 minutes a day, you should have yourself on your schedule. And you can do whatever you want to do with that 10 minutes to nurture yourself mentally, physically, emotionally, whatever it is that you want to do, even if it's just a brisk walk. Even if it's listen to my favorite song in my car so I can switch roles. So maybe you're starting out at work, then you have to get the kids after work. Sit in your car extra 10 minutes and play your favorite song. Dance if you want, sing with the song. Whatever it is that nurtures your being and gets you ready for the next role that you have to take on. Again, self-care is not an option, it's a necessity. So you have to love on yourself enough to perform the self-care. And each of us know the things that we're neglecting ourselves in. So nobody can tell you how to perform self-care for yourself. You know the things that you're lacking in your own life. You know the things that you're not doing for yourself, whether it be your mental wellness, whether it be your physical wellness, or spiritually or emotionally. Things that are not correct in your life, you have to fix those. So you're your most prized possession. So self-care, again, is not selfishness. So we're going to do a deep breathing exercise. And what happens when you do deep breathing exercise is that you allow more oxygen into your brain. It allows for clearer thought processes. You're able to work your way through all those stressors. It helps to relax you because you're giving yourself a mini massage because you're shrugging your shoulders when you inhale and you're letting your shoulders down when you exhale. You release toxins from your body. It boosts your energy levels and your stamina. It massages your organs, and it also aids in regeneration of cells. So if everybody can take everything out of your hands, and you can close your eyes, but don't fall asleep on me. We're going to do some deep breathing exercises. So you just inhale in through your nose. Exhale out of your mouth. And we're going to do it to a 3 count. So it's inhale, 2, 3. Exhale, 2, 3. Inhale in through your nose, 2, 3. Exhale out of your mouth, 2, 3. Allow your shoulders to rise as you breathe in. And allow them to fall as you exhale. 2, 3. We're going to do it a couple more times. Inhale in through your nose. 2, 3. Exhale out of your mouth. 2, 3. Make sure you're shrugging those shoulders when you inhale. And then let them down as you exhale. It helps you to relax. It only takes a couple seconds. So you can actually do this every single day. Anytime you're feeling overwhelmed, anytime you're feeling stressed, anytime you're feeling anxious, deep breathing exercises is a free source of stress relief. So that's just one exercise you can do. The next one is creative visualization exercises. And so with creative visualization exercises, you take yourself on a mini mental vacation. I love me some Jamaica, y'all. So today, we're actually going to have our creative visualization exercise in Jamaica. Y'all going to go with me, okay? All right, here we go. I want y'all to get ready. Get your mind right. We're going to Jamaica now. So I want you to keep doing your deep breathing like we were doing a minute ago. And I'm going to talk you through it. So you can close your eyes if you want. Imagine yourself just landing. You got off the plane. It's about 73 to 75 degrees. And we have a nice breeze that's going. And you put your bags away, and honey, you looking good in your swimwear, and you're ready to strut along the beach barefoot, and you're walking and you feel the warmth of the sand. Go ahead, wiggle your toes, it's okay. Dig a little deeper, the sand gets cooler. Yes, this is paradise. I don't think I'm ever going home. So you're walking along the beach and you're looking for that perfect spot so you can sit and be a beach bum for the day. There's a nice little shaded area. I'm going to park myself right here. So you sit down, you lay back. The sun is beating on your skin. Inhale. Exhale. You hear the breeze. Feel the breeze. You hear the water hitting the shore. This is paradise. And ladies, you're just getting comfortable, and honey, here comes Winston. What you drinking, Island girl? Oh my goodness, anything you serving, Winston. I'm drinking whatever, just bring me something. Surprise me. So Winston comes back with your drink, and you're laid back, and you, oh my God, this is the life, I'm never going home. You sip your drink, you relax. And while you do that, you're inhaling through your nose. You're exhaling out of your mouth. You are so relaxed because now you are on vacation. You can stay here as long as you like because this is a mini mental vacation. This is just an example of creative visualization. Did you feel yourself in Jamaica? Right? I'm about to get on there. Southwest, you got any sales? So put yourself where you want to be, whatever place it may be. It doesn't have to be Jamaica. That's my favorite spot. But if you have somewhere else that you like to vacation, or you know that that place puts you at peace and it makes you feel just wonderful inside, go wherever you want to go on your mini mental vacation. And you can do that in your car, you can do it in the bathroom, wherever you want to be, and you want to take your mini mental vacation. I know one lady, she actually took it literally, and she built herself a little box in her house with sand. And she has her chair that she sits in there, and like, what are you doing? I'm going on vacation. And she goes and sits in the chair in this box of sand, y'all, in her house. So whatever you feel like you need to do to make yourself feel relaxed, rejuvenated, recharged, and less stressed, that's what we want you to do. So everybody says, I don't have time, right? Time is one of our biggest constraints. As I heard somebody mention earlier, you only get 24 hours, right? Nobody gets more, nobody gets less. We all get the same 24. So these are some of the things that you can do in 5 minutes or less to de-stress. So the first one is run your wrist under cold water. So you have to wash your hands anyway. Wash them with hot water, but then turn the cool water on. And you just run your wrist right underneath the sink of the cold water. What it does is it helps to reduce stress, anxiety, and it also cools you off for the ladies that are flashing. So that's one thing you can do in 5 minutes or less. It actually de-escalates you, especially if you're angry. Number 2, eat dark chocolate. I'm going to add dark to that. So eat chocolate, not a lot, you know, don't come back and say after you gain 5 and 10 pounds that the recharge strategist told you to eat chocolate. In moderation, ladies, maybe a Hershey Kiss, maybe a block of chocolate, but it has an anti-anxiety effect. Take a brisk walk. Again, we talked about that increase in your oxygen when you're walking outside. You're taking in more oxygen. You're also getting that greenery from the trees, and so it has a calming effect. It helps you to relax. Also, when you take that brisk walk, you're releasing those feel-good hormones, those endorphins that make you feel good. Number 4, drink green tea. Again, green tea has an anti-anxiety agent in it, so it helps to relax you. It helps to calm you. Mangoes. Mangoes has a chemical in it called linalool, and it's an anti-anxiety agent. So if you are a person that likes mangoes, eat up on those mangoes. Number 6, stare out a window at the greenery. So if you're blessed with a view in your office and you have trees and things, again, greenery helps to reduce stress and anxiety. Roll a ball across your foot. I forgot to bring my tennis ball up here, but if you can take any ball. It could be a golf ball, tennis ball, baseball. You merely take your shoe off and you roll your foot back and forth across the ball. You're giving yourself a mini reflexology session. And every nerve that's in your foot leads to organs. And so, of course, the big toe is your head. So if you have a headache, you will want to focus more on your big toe. Also, the big thumb, your thumb here, your big thumb. You only have one thumb. Your thumb, your thumb actually helps to reduce headaches as well. So your thumb leads to the head, the big toe leads to the head. So when you're rolling your foot across that ball, you actually are reducing stress, you're relaxing yourself, you're reducing anxiety. So you can do that even at your desk at work. Just take your shoe off. Nobody knows you have this ball rolling back and forth on your foot, and you're sitting there like, oh God, this feels so good. And they're looking at you like, what's going on? But you're actually reducing your stress. Listening to soothing music. So just like we had Bob Marley taking us to Jamaica, you pick the genre of music that suits your soul and helps you to relax and rejuvenate and feel recharged. Lighting candles, aromatherapy. So if you come back to my station back there, I have my diffuser back there with tranquility blowing over all into my face so that I can stay relaxed and calm and be ready to present to you. And last but not least, believe in a higher source. If you do believe in a higher source, pray. All these things take 5 minutes or less. So recharge your body. So I stole these acronyms from my dear sister friend Elena here in the front row, and she knows I stole them, so she's okay with seeing this on my PowerPoint. So you want to avoid energy-sapping foods and beverages. So we call those things crap. So what does crap stand for? It stands for chemically refined, altered, processed foods. And you want to eat CRO, which stands for clean, raw, organic, whole foods. So what is crap? Those chemically altered foods, anything that's prepackaged. Mm-hmm. So if it's already prepackaged, it means it's full of salt, it's full of sugar to keep it fresh, so when you open it, you still want to eat it. Otherwise, you wouldn't want it. And the CRO is your clean, raw, organic, whole foods, like we had Kind out there with their bars, and they had the granola in the bowls. Those are things you want to eat clean. Your fresh fruit and your vegetables. Exercise daily, at least 30 minutes a day to release those endorphins, those feel-good hormones. We heard that earlier today. Stay hydrated, at least 64 fluid ounces a day, at least. So the heavier you are, the more weight that you weigh, the more water that you want to drink. And we'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute. And then listen to your body. So avoid those energy zapping foods, that sugar, those highly concentrated foods, that fat. So sugar gives you that false sense of energy, and then it leaves you feeling drained later. So, you know, when you pop that candy, or you eat, you know, something that's full of sugar, or you drink that soda, you feel energized for a little while, and then after a while you're like, oh my God, I'm so tired, I don't know why. Because that's that false sense of energy. You want to get your sugar from your natural sources like your fresh fruits. Highly concentrated foods, they have no nutritional value, and they're enriched in flour. And then last but not least, your fats, they're difficult for your body to digest and break down. So like your dairy, your fried foods, etc. Those are things that your body defer the energy to breaking down the food instead of boosting your energy. So when you're eating high fat foods, what you're doing, you're wasting the energy that your body could be getting from nutritious foods. These are some of the things, some of the foods that that you can replace the crap with. So your green teas, your bananas, your spinach and broccoli, your salmon, and all these foods too also have an anti-anxiety or anti-stress effect. See that chocolate down there, y'all? Also, avocados is a good source, and it has a lot of protein and vitamins as well. So exercising daily. Ladies, if your waist is over 35 inches, and men, if it's over 40, then it increases your risk of a heart attack or stroke. So do you know your numbers? Do you know your waist size? So if you don't, I do have some tape measures in the back. So I have them until they're gone. You guys can come back and win those as well. But as we know, cortisol is directly released into your belly. So ladies, when we wear those dresses and we want to look nice and we want to look flat, now bathing suits and everything else, how much stress are you having in your life? Because stress and cortisol are directly related. And it's not just from bad occurrences or unhappy situations. Mm-hmm. You know, successes also bring a certain amount of stress. So we have to limit our stress. Yes, we want more happy stress, yes. But all stress has an effect on our body. So staying hydrated. So 72% of our body is made up of water, and our largest organ is our skin. So we have to hydrate our skin. So drinking water, not only does it lubricate our organs, but it keeps them functioning. Again, I always liken it to putting oil in your car. Without oil, your car is not going to run. So without water, your body is not going to work. So water helps with our digestion. It flushes the toxins out of your body. And toxins can weigh you down and make you feel fatigued as well. When we breathe, exercise, urinate, and release our bowels, we lose water. So we have to constantly replace what we're putting out. And dehydration has adverse effects, especially on the older population. It can cause confusion, urine infections, skin problems, constipation, and more. So at least 64 fluid ounces a day. And again, the more you weigh, the more water you should be drinking. And this is just a chart giving you can pick your weight. We won't ask you what it is, I promise. But you can look on there yourself and see how many fluid ounces. So if you're, let's say, 160, then you should be drinking 64 fluid ounces or more. If you're over 160, it goes up and up and up all the way up to 320 pounds, 128 ounces of water, which equals 16 cups of water or a gallon. Listen to your body. So when your body tells you it's time to rest, rest. So how many times have we been sitting on the sofa and it's just peaceful and it's quiet and we start to fall asleep, but we're fighting to sleep? Your body is telling you you need to rejuvenate, you need to recharge. So take a nap. It's okay. Napping is wonderful. The older we get, the more naps we like. But 15-minute increments. So if you are going to take a nap, make sure you're doing it in 15, 30, 45, or an hour. Don't sleep the whole afternoon away, because then you're not going to sleep at night, and you're going to be wondering why you're up all night. But make sure it's in 15-minute increments so that those realms of sleep. Remember we talked about every 15 minutes your body changes to a new realm of sleep. So napping is okay. So what is this thing called? A traffic light, right? So it gives us directions of what to do. It tells us to either stop, slow down, or go full speed ahead. Well, we're all going through this rat race called life. And our body gives us those signals of what we need to do, whether we need to stop, slow down, or go full speed ahead. So talk about your spirit. Recharge your spirit. So what is your spirit? That is your inside, the makings of you. What makes you uniquely you? So sometimes we hold on to stuff, and I mean we hold on to stuff. It's garbage, it's junk that we're holding on to. Maybe something somebody did to us 50 years ago, we're still carrying it around. We're still holding on. It's time to let go of the small stuff because we're not promised the next second of life. A lot of times we hear we're not promised the next day of life, we're not promised the next second. So let go of the past, let go of small stuff. Infuse color in your life. So colors have a huge impact on your mood. So if you wake up and you're just like, ugh, sometimes they say, oh, I woke up on the wrong side of the bed. There is no wrong side of the bed. You just woke up in a bad mood, right? Or you just woke up just not feeling too great. Don't go and pick the darkest color out of your closet. Go pick bright colors. That's going to elevate your mood. It's going to make you feel cheerful and happy. They say if you're a person that is depressed, avoid wearing dark blues because it's going to suppress your mood even more. Ladies, if you're trying to lose weight, it's suggested that you eat off of a smaller dark blue plate because it tends to suppress the mood. So colors can have a huge impact. The brighter the color, the more cheerful, the more upbeat you'll feel. White is all about purity. So if you want to feel at peace, then you want to wear white, or you want to go into a white room. So colors have a huge impact on our life. Number 4, be the positive person that walks in the room. Be the person that smiles. We don't get that anymore. We used to walk in the room and you better not come in this room without speaking, right? You couldn't walk in your mama's house and not say good morning or hello. Now we live in a society where people just don't speak to one another. Be that person that says good morning, smile, say hello to people. It's going to elevate your mood and theirs. You never know what someone else is going through. So we all have stuff, we all have junk, we all have issues that we're dealing with in our lives. And you never know what the person beside you is going through. And so your mere smile or your hello may just keep that person from taking their life. You never know. Number 5 is to be still. Moments of stillness are precious. So sometimes you can just sit and do nothing. But we always feel like we have something to do, right? So I can sometimes sit down and I'm like, I know I should be doing something. But my body's telling me just to stay here. And so you don't do that. Moments of stillness help you to remember, wow, I'm alive today. I woke up another day to get a do-over to fix whatever I didn't like about yesterday. I get another day to pursue my health and wellness goals. I get a do-over to continue to be a voice in the community for health and wellness. Number 6, quiet your inner critic. So I'm going to skip through because we already talked about these. This was just some other colors that have an impact on us. Quiet your inner critic. So again, self-care is not selfishness. We need to know that we are enough because the world tends to make us think something's wrong with us if we don't look like we just stepped out of that magazine. If we have a little extra fat on the side or in the front, then the world tends to make us think that something's wrong with us. You are uniquely you, and you were born to be you. If everybody looked alike, it would be quite boring to me. Love yourself with all your imperfections. They're the things that make you uniquely you. Live with a passion for things that make you happy and fulfilled. Be vulnerable. Think about when you were a kid. Kids have no fear at all, right? They will just jump up and do anything. Be like, do this. They'd be like, okay, I'll do it. So live with vulnerability. Go ahead and live a little. And don't live a life that someone else has mapped out for you. Have your own life mapped out for you. Dream big and work towards those dreams. And your reality is what you make it, not what someone else does. And be courageous and dive into your fear. So we're wrapping up. And then we have an exercise that you have. I gave 3 papers out. The first one is just the wheel, a wellness wheel. You can fill that out on your own time. What are your self-care goals? So each of us knows what area that maybe we are lacking in our own lives. You can mark it down yourself. I'm not collecting these. This is for you to just be honest with yourself and mark down what you want to work on in your life. And then I'm going to tell you a story about a young lady who who was diagnosed with breast cancer. And it puts stress and things in its proper place. But first, just to recap, stress is a silent killer, and it occurs when our demands are greater than our ability to meet them. Every 80 seconds, a woman dies from heart disease or stroke. So managing our stress, performing self-care, and recharging our internal batteries is a necessity, not an option. Our bodies give us warnings when it's time to recharge and when stress is taking over. So again, self-care is a necessity, it's not an option. You can do things like your deep breathing exercises, which help to reduce your stress, which help to relax you and recharge you. Use effective tools like your creative visualization. Take yourself on those mini mental vacations to wherever in the world you want to go. I just chose Jamaica. And infuse color into your life. That's effective for reducing stress. You are worth doing the self-care and the self-work. So be courageous enough to make those changes. Be passionate about being the best you that you can be. Remember, the goal is for all of us to be 100%. We want to be on our A game at all times. But if we don't recharge our internal batteries mentally, physically, and emotionally, we cannot present the best version of ourselves to the world. Does anyone have questions before I do the exercise? All right.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Water. I understand that we're supposed to drink like 64 ounces of water. But my question is, don't you know how you put the flavored water in the water bottles? Is that equal to drinking just plain water, or does that mess up the